This is the second incident after Sandesh Khali where a crime against a woman has shocked the nation. Joining us now live from Kolkata is the Governor of West Bengal, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. Dr. Bose, thank you very much for taking out time and joining us in this crusade for justice for Abhay. I want to start by getting you to talk about what's been going through your head. Forget being governor, a senior political figure, a constitutional authority, just as a human being. A young trainee doctor raped in what was supposed to be the safe confines of a government hospital, which is her workspace, which is where she should be as safe as possible in a city which is meant to be one of the safest cities for women in the country. Just as a human being, what's been going through your head over the past several days? Dr. Ananda Bose, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Dr. Bose, I want to start this conversation by getting you to talk about, how you see this brutal rape and murder of young Abhay, trainee doctor at a government hospital in Kolkata, in what is supposed to be one of the safest cities in the country for women. What have you, forget being a constitutional authority or governor, just as a human being first, what's been going through your head and your heart as you've been looking at the incidents over the past several days?
I see the incident as gruesome, most unkindest cut of all, something which no civilized society can tolerate. This is not the first time here. You said about Sandesh Khali. After Sandesh Khali, there has been disrobing of a woman in public. There has been instances of public flogging, yes, and the kangaroo court taking decisions. Most unfortunate is that the police did not act. The police did not prevent it. The police did not take action even after the incident. Even after this incident, there were attempts to cover it up, to conceal, to destroy the evidence. And even after this, even after the intervention of the Honorable High Court, which ordered CBI inquiry, on 14th, a group of marauders rushed into the hospital, destroyed everything. When I went there after the incident, immediately after the incident in the early morning, the nurses told me with tears in their eyes, they said the goons who came at night, they shouted at the nurses and said, "You will be disrobed. You will be raped in public. There is nobody to question." There is nobody to question. That is a fear which is gripping Bengal society now. A government which does not act when action is called for. What the people get is not action but an alibi for inaction. There is a growing feeling that these things are supported by the government. Whether it is right or wrong, that is a growing feeling which I got from the striking doctors, the nurses, when I visited the hospital.
One of the biggest questions at this moment is who was responsible for the post-midnight violence at the RG Kar Government College and Medical Center. So there have been different kinds of charges. You did your own preliminary fact-finding basis your ground investigation. What can you tell our viewers? Who do you think were the miscreants who attacked this hospital, its staff, smashed its premises in the dead of the night?
Though I share the apprehensions of the striking doctors and the nurses in the matter, as a governor, I should not venture into a conclusion to such matters which is under investigation. But there is a growing feeling that the police minister, the home minister of the state, who happens to be the chief minister, there is a growing feeling the police minister is playing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And people know who is Mr. Hyde, who is Mr. Jekyll. This ambivalence by a government which is supposed to take strong action in the matter dilly-dallying with the instance, that is what is very worrisome as far as people are concerned.
How do you look at the cover-up by the Kolkata police? We've been seeing the commissioner saying that this is a motivated campaign against the West Bengal government. Do you think there's a reason for the commissioner to step down and for action to be taken against those officials from the Kolkata police who didn't do their job, who were part of what seems like a cover-up?
I can only say this much. As a former civil servant, the police have failed. The Calcutta police have failed miserably, not once but many times. It is incumbent upon the head of the police to take appropriate decision or the authorities to make him see reason. I think the police failure cannot be attributed to the constables alone. The leader of the police force should own up the responsibility. It is said that an army led by a lion, army of sheep led by a lion is much more effective than an army of lions led by a sheep. Here we have to decide whether this army of police is led by a sheep or a lion. That is for the public to decide. The public have already expressed their displeasure of the police. As governor, when I officially express my displeasure, as it is envisaged in the constitution, I have to do a lot of circumspection. I have made up my mind, but I do not want to disclose in the public domain right now.
So there have been reports that there was a larger scam taking place at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital, that patients were being charged for admission, for services, that even though this was a government hospital, the principal was part of this scam. That's what the local doctors, the trainees have been alleging and telling us. He was, however, instead of being sacked immediately when this incident happened, he was sent to another plum posting, which he took on. What have you heard about the possibility of there being a larger malified activity going on at this government college and hospital? Have you heard about it? What can you tell us?
I have received a lot of written complaints and oral complaints. Complaints made by delegation after delegation which met me in those lines. I can only say RG Kar has become a school for scandal. Investigation is required into that. What we see appears to be tip of the iceberg. There is much more to it than meets the eye.
No, so in these complaints that have been made to you, can you tell us what else has been alleged? What is it that you think needs to be probed? Because there must be a frank conversation. Ultimately, an investigation will throw up whatever comes out of it. But what are the charges? What do you think needs to be probed? What do you think might have been going on according to the allegations you've received about the RG Kar Hospital?
The youngsters feel that this is done in connivance with the police and the government. They feel adequate security is not given to them. They feel there is connivance between the authorities and the underground in various malpractices that are going on there. Specific allegations I have brought to the notice of government for appropriate action. At this stage, I do not want to discuss it in public, but there are tremendous allegations made against the administration of the RG Kar Hospital and also government's complaints in what is happening there.
The police first arrested one person and said that, okay, the case, we are investigating everything else, but the main accused has been nabbed. Then questions were asked about the possibility of a gang rape. On the basis of the evidence that you've seen, the testimonies that you've heard and everyone you've spoken to, do you think the police is at fault for not initially probing the aspect, the angle of a gang rape? Is that likely in this case? Because the police seems to deny it.
Since the court has already intervened in that and given its order and is supervising it, I do not want to comment on details of that. But the possibility of gang rape is very much there.
You met the students were very angry And naturally so, women in Kolkata, West Bengal and even across the country very agitated about the lack of safety. As Governor of the state of West Bengal, what's your message to them?
Women are scandalized. Society is angered. Children are disappointed. They are agitated. What has happened is something which never happened. This does not bring credit to anybody down the line. There is governmental failure, police complicity. Whatever should not be there is there. This is a serious issue, a square issue, squarely drawn, which has received national attention, national resentment. I am sure that the denouement will certainly be there.
I just want to turn the lens for a bit and ask you, Governor, some questions from the other side as well, because about you speaking personally, the government says that you are speaking like an agent of the centre. So how do you want to respond to the Mamata Banerjee government and those in the Trinamool who say, here is a person who has an axe to grind, appointed by the centre to try and find some fault in our function and to try and trip us?
I will dismiss it as stale, flat and unprofitable.
They're also going to the extent of alleging that there are sexual harassment complaints against the governor's office himself, and that somebody who is accused of sexual harassment ought not to be speaking about these kind of matters. How would you respond to all those who say that, Governor?
Since it is total lie cooked up by the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee against the governor, I have challenged her as given a defamation case which is in the court. Since it is sub judice, I do not want to comment on that.
The West Bengal Chief Minister is now demanding that the rapist be hanged by Sunday, that the CBI complete the probe by Saturday. Now that's impractical given how the legal system functions in India. What do you make of the Trinamool's Padyatra in Kolkata, all the women leaders of the Trinamool protesting? They're demanding justice for Abhaya, and they're saying that the CBI should ensure that the rapist is hanged by Sunday.
That is the biggest joke I have heard recently. A chief minister saying, hang the person, then continue the trial. It sounds like the Roman emperor, who was saying, I am the Roman emperor, therefore above grammar. This statement of the chief minister to hang him and then start the trial appears to be like that. The chief minister is behaving as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. People know what is what.
Governor, part of the responsibility of the governor is to guide, advise the Chief Minister and the government. What's your advice to Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee at this moment, particularly when it comes to the police commissioner? You asked for him to step aside, a probe to be ordered against him. Would you like the Chief Minister to order a probe and to ask for her police commissioner to step down? Because many people have been alleging that Vineet Goyal has been acting as his master's voice and speaking more like a politician rather than a police commissioner.
I have already indicated my displeasure about the police hierarchy, top hierarchy in Calcutta. Number two, your question about this particular incident which happened in Ajikar the same day. I have given a lengthy letter to the Chief Minister suggesting the action to be taken and also demanding a report from her under Article 167 of the Constitution of India. In the last 5 years, there were 30 such requests, no reply was given, which is unconstitutional. I made it very clear that if this is not done, all steps under the Constitution will be taken. Then, for the first time in 5 years, she gave me a reply. In that reply, he said that she has initiated CBI inquiry. Though it's a fact, CBI inquiry was ordered by the court. Nevertheless, it has been done. I always take it up with the Chief Minister, his suggestions and instructions as required about various issues in the state. In this state also, letters have been given. I'm waiting for the reply.
There are those in the opposition who believe that law and order has completely broken down in West Bengal and that the circumstances require that there be president's rule imposed in the state. Do you think the situation has reached a position where you need to recommend to the centre that president's rule be imposed in West Bengal or not?
as governor, I should not be speaking out in the public about the decisions recommended by the governor to the higher-ups. I can only say the Constitution of India is strong enough. It has inner strength to take care of any exigencies. I am watching. My well-thought-out report will go to the Government of India as and when it is required.
Dr. Bose, your answer intrigues me.
Cons, including the input given by the opposition.
Your answer intrigues me. Are you suggesting that you believe in your reports which you are sending to the centre that the time has come for you to recommend that President's rule be imposed in West Bengal? Is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything. I said I will give to the centre an appropriate report in the appropriate manner, taking into consideration all factors around and also the mandate of the Constitution of India.
Now that the CBI has taken over, you said that you're saying that hanging the rapist by Sunday is impractical, it simply cannot be. What do you think needs to be done to ensure that justice is administered in this case and a stern message sent out that such kind of brutality will completely be unacceptable?
I rest reassured that since the matter is under the consideration of the Honorable High Court, justice will be done.
You know, you went to the RG hospital for an inspection. There are reports that there was an attempt made to try and enter the seminar room, which is where this brutal incident took place, so that the evidence could be destroyed over there. They went to the second floor and smashed things there, but they didn't come to the third floor. Is that your information as well, that these miscreants were deliberately trying to destroy all the evidence in this case?
What I saw is macabre. What I saw is murky. Beyond that, I don't want to make a comment in a case that is under investigation.
Why did the police not act with greater force? You know, the police wasn't just sitting around. They saw these people come in. Why was there no information available in advance that there may be this kind of a riotous mob that enters the hospital premises? Why was the police not better prepared? Why did they not push back harder? What can you tell us, Governor?
In this particular case, I see definite failure by the police. People are now doubting who is the cop, who is the thief. If anybody apprehends connivance and complicity of the police, they cannot be questioned. I am not satisfied the tardy way in which the police have handled this case.
Do you think the miscreants who attacked RG hospital were goons from the Trinamool Congress? Is that your information, Governor?
I do not want to politicize the issue right now.
No, because the Trinamool says that these are CPIM youth wing activists who attacked the hospital because they wanted to show the government in bad light. That's the counter charge. What do you know? What can you tell our viewers, sir?
These are political charges and counter charges. I do not want to enter into politics. I would like to remain apolitical.
Okay, you've spoken directly, you've raised very serious questions, asked for action against the Kolkata Police Commissioner, asked also for Mamata Banerjee to introspect very deeply and see where law and order in the state of West Bengal has currently gone wrong. Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, Governor of the state of West Bengal, for joining us on this broadcast live and exclusive from Kolkata. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time, sir.